The difference between the back three possession play in the second half compared to the first half was night and day. Let's start with the positive with what Yoro, Maguire and Heaven did so well in the second half. The two words to describe the performances of this trio was tempo and intent. As the ball comes to Heaven, we can see 7 Leeds players on United's left side. It's one touch and pass from Heaven. Another one touch and pass from Maguire, and now United have moved the ball out of that congestion, giving Yoro this corridor to carry the ball into. And he hits a lovely pass and United are up the pitch. The ball has just got to Maguire and he is looking for entry points to either the 6s or 10s. This is the setup he wants, so he gives it a second to see if that formation can reset. But it didn't quite get there, so he moves it on to Yoro, who carries and has this ball Maguire didn't and hits a quality cross-field pass. United again have the ball on the left, with 8 Leeds players on that side. United move the ball to the other side with tempo, and now the ball is with Yoro. We can see Leeds are stretched, opening pockets for United to potentially exploit. This is lovely from Yoro. He shapes to go out to Dalot, which pulls Ramazani out to Dalot. Ramazani then checks, because Yoro is now carrying infield, leaving Dalot free, and Yoro plays him in. When it came to the tempo of United's play at the back, I really like this example. The ball comes to Maguire, he scans for progression, nothing is on, so he moves the ball to Yoro. Yoro scans, nothing really on again, so he moves it out to Dalot. Dalot goes back to Yoro, and we can see United are starting to pull Leeds towards the ball, opening pockets. And Yoro plays Højlund in, but that space and pass was created through United moving the ball quickly when nothing was on to change the angle of the ball. I've tried to demonstrate the tempo in United's back three play, but now I want to move on to the intent Heaven, Yoro and Maguire played with. Starting with Maguire, he's looking into this pocket for a line-breaking pass. He fizzes it into Mainu, who attracts the press, opening this pocket behind him. Maguire gets the ball back from Mainu and plays another line-breaking pass into the space created from the first pass. The understanding of having to put the ball into pressure to create space was evident here. From here, Yoro has multiple options, but understands Amorim wants the ball into these half-space pockets, so despite this being the highest tariff pass, Yoro plays it. In this scenario, we lost the ball, but the intent to play the right pass was there. The more we play them, the greater the chance of execution. This is ridiculous play from Heaven. From here, he could easily go to Heaton or Yoro, but he skins the defender. Now he is looking for that progressive pass into the half space and pings a lovely ball into Højlund. It's a good layoff, and United have now opened the pitch and get into this position from this position in 13 seconds. Maguire is on the ball, and although he hangs on to it for a while, these are sharp, positive touches. He's continuously scanning for the line-breaking pass. He's probably considering this pass, but I really like this play. He changes the angle of the ball himself, which opens this channel into Mantato, and plays a pass that takes 6 Leeds players out. Unfortunately, Mantato didn't get hold of the ball, but credit to Maguire for some quality play. And that is a far cry from this ponderous, slow garbage Maguire was churning out last season. Now let's compare that to the first half where De Ligt, Mazraoui and Shaw showed no ambition and not much quality. Shaw has his hand out motioning for movement. Fernandes steps to the side, giving Shaw that option. If Shaw plays that pass, with Ampadu the wrong side of Fernandes, United would have had a 4-on-4. But he goes wide to Cunha into Leeds sideline press. In this example, Mazraoui is on the ball and has these 2 passing options. He delays, then plays the ball to Casemiro under pressure when he is back in his own half. In this example, Shaw has just received the ball from Bayindur. He has to carry the ball up to Leeds' forward defensive line, which would then draw players, creating pockets behind them. But after carrying the ball about 5 yards, he checks and goes back to the keeper. Mazraoui is on the ball, and this is a typical Amorim setup, where we have this possession triangle of an outside centre-back, midfield player and wing-back. That pass into Collier is the pass Amorim wants. Although it's into pressure, the next pass is determined by either popping it off to the wing-back or Casemiro making a third-man run once the ball is played, but we go square again. But this epitomised how ponderous and slow United were in the first half. Bayindur holds on to the ball for 11 seconds before passing to Shaw. Shaw gives it back to Bayindur, who holds on to the ball for another 10 seconds before punting it straight out. But if we go back, United have set up this box formation from the keeper, which is a setup Amorim used at Sporting. We got De Ligt and Casemiro square on, so we know the ball isn't going into them. And as the ball is in the air, we have this huge space that no one from the top line has tried to drop into. The whole of the first half lacked structure and good decision making. But instead of just comparing United with United, let's compare first half United with Leeds. We can see from this possession play, Leeds were fizzing the ball to the recipient, using a combination of patient ball retention, but also putting the ball at risk to manoeuvre United's defensive structure, and they cut right through us here. The devil's verdict is, I thought the second half was very positive. A number of the things Amorim wants to implement in his possession play at the back came through. The worry for me is how bad the first half was. Not just the possession play, but the disjointedness of the positional play. I didn't go into that in this video, but players were going where they wanted, when they wanted. The difference between the two halves was massive, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens when Amorim switches the combinations up. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.